consciousness. And that is exactly the dream that Jan had. Something entered his awareness free of charge. Watch that when that happens. That's the miracle. My sense is that the real miracle of light is the more acute our awareness becomes for these little events, that all of a sudden, for a second, the veil is lifted away, and for a second, we get to experience something about what the eyes of God are seeing. It just comes by itself. There's no charge. There's no work. Now, all of us have had that experience. That's extremely important because it lets you know something. It lets you know that true genius doesn't come from you, it comes to you. Einstein said at the end of his life, I spent my whole life trying to understand light. I don't understand any more now than I did in the beginning. Goethe said, light created the eye as an organ with which to appreciate itself. It's also been said that real vision is the ability to see the invisible. You don't need a dowsing rod or kinesiology to see the invisible. Just notice those little moments. See, we think that we're going to sit and meditate for 30 years and then we're going to become enlightened and everything is going to be perfect. From my experience, it's little sparks of light that come throughout the life. Those little moments when something magical happens and it's like, wow, what was that? And it's so powerful that it humbles you. You immediately know that it's not you that knows. That something else very powerful happened. So for me, vision is inseparably connected with light. Because everything is about timing. I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock, or before 7 actually, and I noticed it was the first day since this whole trip that I felt like I was home. I noticed my bowel movements were different this morning than they've been the whole time. Jet lag is a very obvious way to understand something about rhythm and timing. It lets you know about what happens when where I am is absolutely coherent and congruent with light. Then things occur seamlessly. We experience flow, oneness, and athletes say, I'm in the zone. Something happens that's magical. I don't know how the hell it happened. That's the way creativity occurs. It's a quantum leap. You never know how it occurs. That's the effortlessness of the way the body works. The law of parsimony, the least energy necessary for it to work. There's not, Colossus is not up in the sky moving those big balls around the sun. It just is happening. Do you realize we don't even breathe on our own? Something is continually breathing us. The last couple of days we've heard things about brain waves, we've heard things about right and left hemispheres. All of those things are really important, but since most of us walk around with our craniums on, we can't really see which hemisphere is being used or whether it's this brain wave or not. We need to look at what's obvious. We are not seeing what's obvious. You always know when someone is going through something. So for many, many years, I was concerned with performance. If I do something with light therapy or vision training or hands-on healing or whatever it is, and I've taken part in all of it, what's important to me is, does the person notice something? And is there something significant? The other thing that's really important is, do they have to practice it for the rest of their life? Because there's a difference between working the muscles and having to do it forever to make them big, and having a profound shift of awareness that regenerates, causes neuronal development in the brain, and the change can happen instantaneously. And even though it takes some time, as was very beautifully pointed out by Lisbeth yesterday, it takes time for those new neurons to develop superhighways through the brain. When we have something that is not based on work, but it's in the realm of what we'll call miracles, it comes through awareness, we are so profoundly affected that we begin to see differently. And in that process, you can get neuronal changes instantaneously that start happening. And I'm going to show you a technology that I've developed that is what we're beginning to see right now. That we get changes that occur quickly and don't require repetition. So I think that's an important piece that I've learned from all of this. There are some very simple misunderstandings about vision. The first one is vision is eyesight. You know, eyesight is when you say, oh, can I read the letters this way and this way? And vision is something totally different. Vision is what happens